What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ty behind the camera, and in front of us is the 2024 Mini Cooper SE Hardtop Electric 2-door, and it is in the iconic trim, so it's a very nicely loaded up one for us to take a look at. We have about a $38,000 sticker price, which really isn't too bad for an electric vehicle these days. And in this video, we're going to take a look at all of the exterior features. We'll then pop the hood. Let's talk about our electric powertrain. We'll then get a look at the trunk space, and then we'll work our way inside, starting with the rear seats and making our way forwards to the front seats. And we will detail all of the details in between. Now we're going to start off the front here with the headlamps, which are full LED units. Take a look at that. Nice full circles, and you see quite a bit of black accents on this vehicle, one being the ring around the headlights. But yes, full LED units for the high and low beams, as well as the daytime running lights and turn signals. We have the pretty cool hood stripes going down on the hood there, and the typical mini hood scoop. Lots more gloss black surrounding the grille, and the little S logo right on the grille in the green color, letting you know that it is electric. In addition to the black accents, you'll see subtle green accents. That is just letting you know that it is an electric vehicle. We also do have parking sensors that span the front bumper. Now the hood is nice and short and falls pretty rapidly down towards the grille. Gives it your typical mini appearance. And take a look at this kind of lip right here with the chrome going around. That is pretty cool design element. Take a look down here. We have some nice black painted alloy wheels, 17 inches measuring up in size, and the tires measure 205/45, but again, very nicely black painted. And you have the ventilated disc brakes with the little green accented center caps. Some more green accenting with your side turn signal marker, and a full blacked out roof. So we have even the A-pillars, all the pillars in the vehicle are blacked out, and then as well as the roof, we also have black roof rails and the double sunroof. Going along with the black theme, we have blacked out mirror covers, so that is pretty nice. And we also have power folding mirrors in this trim too. Black door handles with the button to lock and unlock. And wrapping around back, we have a nice spoiler and the antenna that goes up, as well as your third wiper, third brake light. And our tail lights are full LED, just like out front. So we have the LED turn signals, brake lights, and tail lights. Looks very nice. And kind of a half of the British flag on this side, and on the other taillight you have the other half, so pretty cool design element there. You have the nice E emblem representing that this is full electric, and we do have the rear parking sensors, rear fog lights, and the rear view camera with the trunk release right next to it, and a little Cooper S logo back here. So, still has the iconic Mini styling from when they first hit the United States back in, I think it was 2003. Very good looking vehicle, definitely instantly recognizable as a Mini. What do you guys think about the styling? Let me know in the comments. Alright, so under the hood of the Mini Electric, there's not a whole lot to look at other than a big plastic engine cover. But I think this is a pretty good time to talk about that electric powertrain. So we have one single electric engine. And it does produce 181 horsepower, 199 pound-feet of torque, so a pretty good amount of power in a small vehicle like this. And you'll get about 114 miles in range. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but the charging time is pretty darn good. A level 3 charger, you get 36 minutes till 80%, so that is pretty good. And I think that's definitely where Mini is trying to chase, and that is to get the charging times down. Now, we are front-wheel drive, and we do have a single-speed transmission. All right, so let's check out the cargo space in the SE Electric. Pop the trunk with the little button right below the Mini emblem, and a pretty wide opening immediately. And as you can see, I folded down the driver's side of the folding rear seats so that you could see a frame of reference of how much room there is behind the first row of seating. and also a frame of reference how you can see behind the second row of seating as well. So not too much room behind the second row, but a pretty good amount of room behind the first row. So we can even lift up the cargo floor, and we have quite a bit of extra storage under there. A charging cable actually does come with the vehicle, so that's awesome. And then we have cargo tie downs in each corner of the trunk, as we can see. Very easy to fold down these seats. You just pick up this pin right here and they will drop right down. You can close the trunk with this little handle right here. And of course it is pretty small, so it's pretty light and easy to do. Okay, so now that we have the door open on the Cooper hardtop, we can take a look at the door panel. So pretty simplistic over here. A couple of bits of gloss black, kind of this part here running into the speaker grill, which is pretty cool, and a little bit where you grab the door to close it. And you also have some brown leather too, kind of accenting on the Napa leather seats. But as far as functionalities, we have the door handle here, which is pretty cool with the lock unlock on it. You also have your mirror adjustments, again, power folding, and then your window adjustments, and a little bit of storage on the door too. A pretty cool side sill here, which is branded. And then on the left of the dash, we have an air vent. On the steering column, we have this handle here to release, so you can tilt and telescope the steering wheel. And you also have the button right there for the heated steering wheel as well. All of your automatic lighting controls, gauge dimmers, and fog lights controls are to the left of the dash as well. And if we take a look down here, we have the typical oval pedals, even for the dead pedal, down on the floor. A couple of buttons here to pull twice to open the hood, and that is a trunk release. Take a look at the attention to detail on the seats. Very, very nice looking seats with some white piping, white stitching, as well as some gray stitching, and just very nice Napa leather seats. All manually adjusted, but lots and lots of adjustability. So you have this one here to adjust the backrest, this one here to adjust the height. You also have this right here to move in and out your thigh adjustments, and the bar at the bottom to slide the seat back and forth. Now if you want to gain entry to the rear seat, you have this little handle right here, which will release the seat, and you could scoot it forward. And you can get on back in there, which is what I'm going to do right now. Now once you're back here, it really isn't too bad, and I would assume if you have a little bit of a shorter individual up front, the rear people will be pretty happy back here with size and comfort. You do have a pretty nice section of sunroof back here too, so that is nice. You can open that up the way you like. You have coat hooks, a couple of speakers back here, and some armrests, and as well as 3 cup holders. Now on the sides of the front seats, you have the lumbar adjustments as well. Here's the key for the Mini. You have the Mini script on the back and a little chrome strip there too. You can also press that little chrome button and slide out a physical key in case you need it. But you do have the unlock, lock, and the trunk release on your key. And the way you start it is you just press down or up on that little logo right there. And the car will fire right up. And you'll see the heads-up display also pop up. Okay, so now that we've got the air conditioning blasting, since it is a pretty hot day out today, let's take a look at all of the interior features. Very smooth leather on the steering wheel, and very, very nice grip holsters at your kind of 9 and 3 grips. Right over here you have all of your media controls. So we have the up-down to change your different radio stations, and the back and forth for your audio volume. We also have a Bluetooth telephone control and your voice commands. And then over here we have all of your adaptive cruise control settings. On the back of the steering wheel we have the knob for your turn signals, and as well as toggling your automatic high beams, and a little button over here to configure slightly configure the digital gauge cluster. And then we also have your front and rear wipers. Now, speaking of your digital gauge cluster, yes, I know we do need to plug this car in, but I think we'll have enough juice in the battery for the rest of this video. At least we hope. But you can press that NBC button at the end of the driver's side stalk, and then we'll kind of get rid of any warning messages, and it'll kind of pull up some trip information. So that is pretty neat. Other than that, we have a kind of eco indicator gauge over here, kind of showing how much power or charge with the regen braking you have. Very nice system, just kind of putzing it around the parking lot with the kind of, I guess you could say, one pedal drive that this vehicle has. So it does give you a pretty good amount of braking. We got the digital speedometer up here and the battery percentage right up there. Pretty cool heads-up display as well, so that'll kind of pop up when you start the vehicle. And just this kind of windshield kind of reminds me of a ship, as it's kind of curved and kind of small, so pretty cool element there. Now here is our touchscreen display. Now you can also use it with these buttons over here, kind of the rotary dial you can twist, and then you also have some presets around it, so the media, communication, map, navigation, just a home screen right there, and then an option button. But for the sake of this video, we're going to use this as a touchscreen. Now, pretty cool feature is the lights around the screen there, as you can see, kind of adjusts with various adjustments you make throughout the car. So like even the fan speed, it'll adjust, and the radio volume, as you saw, so that's pretty cool. We have the hazards button up here, as well as a button to pull up all of your driver's assistance. So you have the front collision warning, pedestrian, lane departure warning, all that good stuff in there. And then that'll bring us to the touch screen. So we have kind of a home menu right here with the radio, navigation, and some kind of trip information. But we could select the media, and we go onto the FM audio, which will display what's playing right in there. We also have our communications, so once you pair your Bluetooth, that will pull up. We have your navigation map. You can also enter your address right over here. Then we also have a couple of different vehicle settings, system settings. You can also adjust the main menu, so that is pretty cool there. And then we also have different apps that you can install to personalize your Mini. It's a pretty cool screen, small screen, but it has just everything that you will need. We have all of our presets down below, the band and mode button, as well as the audio volume. Down here we have a very simple dual zone climate control, so each of the outer knobs have the temperatures for the driver and passenger, and the center one will be the fan speed. You can put it on automatic, and they kind of adjust where the air comes out. We have heated seats for both the front passengers as well as the front and rear defrost, and your AC controls. Now we can toggle on and off your parking sensors as well as your traction control, so you can turn those on and off. And then this is your button here to kind of configure your regenerative braking. So right up here, it will show you what you're adjusting, and it will tell you, the kind of high or low regenerative braking. We also have the start-stop button like we saw earlier, and a kind of green mode and sport mode, which is pretty cool. Get some pretty nice visuals once you start changing the mode here in the center screen. Down below we have a 12-volt power outlet, a USB, and a USB-C, a little pouch to put your key, some cup holders, and we also have the gear selector for that single-speed transmission. Pull it straight down into drive, straight up into reverse, where your backup camera will pull up with the guidance lines for the parking sensors, as well as your parking lines. Then we have the P at the top for park, the electronic parking brake, and all the redundant buttons like I showed you earlier for the screen. Nice little armrest which you can fold up and has a phone kind of holder in there. And you can also lift that up and you have a little storage pad down below. Take a look at the passenger area. They have a pretty cool kind of view out the passenger side of the windshield. We have some gloss black, some brown, and a pretty nicely sized glove box. A couple other things, we do have grab handles all the way around the vehicle, and then we also have these nice visors with the mirror and light, SOS and airbag information up here, and then we also have some lighting up here, your slide back and forth for your sunroof as well. And then we also have a side visor to block light from the side, individual from the front visor, so that's pretty cool I think the last touch I want to show you guys is the sunroof. So we do have a front and a rear portion to the sunroof, and then of course we have that central button to move it back and forth. And then we of course have our auto dimming rear view mirror with a built-in compass. So that pretty much does it for all of the features on the 2024 Mini Hardtop Electric SE. Big name for this car, for a small car, but a really unique car, and I'm really glad I got to review this particular vehicle and kind of show you around, because I've always been a fan of Minis, just never had a dealership that was willing to let us you know, work with them. And now, thanks to New Country Mini in Hartford, Connecticut, we now have one. But thanks again for watching, and I hope you stick with us for future reviews just like this one.